thank you so much, Marcus, for coming on the show.
Yeah,
You have a really nice watch.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I like that watch. That's nice.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So are you from Sarnia?
No, I'm from Toronto.
From Toronto.
Yes.
Hey, whereabouts?
Scarborough mainly. Yeah.
I have a few friends from Scarborough. So I used to live in Toronto, but I lived in North York, so I can't even really say that it's Toronto.
Right.
But I loved the GTA. It was one of my favorite places to be. So that's really cool. What brought you to Sarnia?
Well, I have family. I went to high school here. Me and Rennie
Oh, you're a St. Clair boy.
Yeah.
Go Mustangs.
Yeah, so...
I'm just kidding. Go Colts. So sorry, guys.
Is that... well, Colts, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah. I accidentally said Mustangs in Brandon's interview. So
okay.
it was quite embarrassing, but we're going to bring it back. We're going to make it a thing.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're going to play My Little Pony, and it's going to be great.
They switched over recently, didn't they?
They did. It's Great Lakes now.
Yeah, okay.
So after high school, did you go straight to Toronto then?
Well, no, there was a lot that happened in between then, right?
Oh,
so,
fair.
Yeah, I went... So I grew up in Toronto, had family that came here, and then we had family, came here, and then yeah, I moved around a lot everywhere.
Yeah. Did you like moving around a lot?
Not really. No.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I would, because I had the experience in childhood of being like born and raised in Sarnia.
Right.
I didn't move around like cities, but I moved around houses with like my dad, and I hated it because I didn't know what to expect. Whereas with my mom, I had much more of like a stable, like we maybe only moved once or twice, like it wasn't a big deal at all. And so I feel like that stability is really nice. And so is that something that like you're looking for right now then?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
right? I'm hitting 30 years old, so I'm looking to actually gain some stability in my life.
Big 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen 13 going on 30?
I have. It's been a long time. I don't
Yeah.
really...
I was going to say you should watch it and then do everything in that movie,
Yeah,
including the
absolutely.
Thriller dance.
Just rewatching step by step, break it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, and then you'll live your best 30 life.
Yeah, no,
That'd be
I
great.
love it. Absolutely.
But so what do you do in Sarnia?
So I came back. So I went from Sarnia. To Calgary, right? And
Calgary.
Then, yeah, and I lived 3 years there. What? Came back here. Well, I just recently quit my 9-to-5 jobs.
Oh,
yeah,
is that like
so
a liberating feeling? Because I know a lot of people feel like it's liberating, or is it kind of scary?
Well, I have good backing right now, so it's
nice.
I'm not making desperate decisions.
Oh, good.
And I have a good foundation,
Yeah.
so it's kind of really liberating.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's good. I have a window of opportunity. When it comes to that.
What's the window opportunity for you right now in terms of what direction you want to go? Like, if you could like kind of picture yourself 5 years from now, where would your life be, and what would you like to see from it?
Yeah, so I'm looking to build a team. I'm looking to just work on the products and work on quality service and build a foundation, and then slowly but surely add on people and have a team in the future.
So you're into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. We got a lot of entrepreneurs. I love it. That's awesome.
Entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
It's getting very popular these days.
It is.
I think it's a path that a lot of people should have at least in their life, right? When it comes to like at least on the side or just involved with
I completely agree with you. I love entrepreneurship. I took like a class in high school on it, and like I entered like business like competitions and won a couple awards from it. Like I just think it's such a testament to your spirit to be an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So for you, when did you realize and discover that that's what you want to do?
I would say it's probably been there for a long time, forever, right? Slowly but surely tugging at me. It's just been this last few months that I've been able to take this, full opportunity. Like AI and technology, we focus on helping businesses with the website, with the marketing, the strategy, and helping the customer experience, and helping implement any kind of real-world technologies to help streamline operations and improve efficiency, overall growing business growth.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Now you're just soaring.
Yeah,
Just
I mean, it has its
away.
ups and downs, right?
Oh,
the whole
absolutely.
thing's its ups and downs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's a journey. It's one hell of a journey.
Absolutely. So outside of that, what do you like to get up to in Sarnia?
Well, it takes a lot of my time at the moment.
That's super
right?
fair, yeah.
With the rate of this economy, it's very difficult to sustain a living. So I'm putting a lot of time into my business and to just building a foundation. The beginning is always the toughest.
Yeah,
right?
I've heard that. I've heard that it takes about like 5 years for an entrepreneur to see like any money from their business. Yeah. Obviously, if you have like a good like idea, like the Snuggie just took off. Like, the Snuggie, have you ever heard those things?
Is it just like a movie?
No, I like that though. Is there a movie called Snuggie?
No, is it where you just wrap yourself like
yeah,
a blanket?
Yeah, it's like a sweater, but it's a blanket sweater. It has like a pocket in the front. It has like a hood, but it's kind of like a poncho. So it's just like this big blanket that you can put over your body, because you know how like when you have like a blanket and it like moves and it just kind of pisses you off a little bit because you just want to be warm. Snuggie takes care of that.
You can do everything you need to do.
Yeah. So it was a really big thing, and it just was an idea that took off, and this person made millions off of this idea. They just sold the idea, and they made millions within a second. So obviously that kind of entrepreneurship is a little bit different, because I feel like if you invent something that a consumer will want, that's a very different path than building like a business. Like, my sister's a life coach, and so she's building her business right now, and I feel like that's a very different product and service compared to like an invention of some kind, like the slap chop, you know?
Yeah.
You know the slap chop?
Kind of. I have no idea what it is. Just slap and you chop.
You never saw the commercial?
Is it the
It's
Sham
like, you're
Wow
gonna
guy?
love these nuts. Yeah.
No,
The
never
Sham
watched
Wow
it.
guy. Oh, you gotta watch it, man. It was like peak like 2010. Was it 2010?
I'm not too sure.
Fact check that. Was it 2010? It was like the slap shop, because it was like all those infomercials. So like sometimes when I like think about entrepreneurship, that guy's face, I think his name was Lance or something.
Right.
That guy's face will pop up. The Sham Wow guy. You're completely accurate and correct.
Yeah, I know I have a total image of that.
Yeah, that is so cool. So what kind of business are you looking to build?
Well, not too sure at the moment, right? I'm pivoting, I'm learning. I'm just kind of getting a feel for the environment and seeing what customers or clients are looking for. And then right now we're at a very important moment in life when it comes to technology and AI. So right now what I do, it kind of adapts a lot of that.
Oh, that's so
right?
cool.
So
are you like very
learning.
passionate about AI?
Yeah, technology, absolutely.
Oh,
right?
that is so cool. See, I've had different like experiences with AI. I remember even like the beginning of this show, we brought up AI, like my team. And it was just like this thing where I was like, well, it could take away jobs. Like, I don't know if the art is cool, like music AI as well. But then the more and more I figured that like it's more of a tool, because that's what something that Sam and Mike said to me, that it's actually like a tool to help you advance. I thought that that was very interesting. I still don't know how I feel about AI, but for you, are you like just like, absolutely, this is like the best thing that's ever happened?
Well, within the last little while, I think we've collected a lot of data, right? So right now there's a lot of softwares and a lot of technologies being created.
Absolutely.
And so it's making my life a lot easier,
Yeah.
right? So if you use it properly, right, like a hammer would be used for, right? You want to use it for its intended use.
Yeah.
Other than just running around smashing things.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be chaotic and cause chaos. That's so cool, though. Oh my God, I just realized your socks.
Yeah, I'm trying not to, but I'm trying to get comfortable.
Yeah, no, I get it though. I love the flamingos.
Yeah, no,
that is so.
flamingos.
Are you like a wacky sock kind of guy?
Yeah, I got a lot of socks.
Oh my God. Okay, what's your favorite pair?
I guess Starry Night.
Oh, those ones are nice. I've seen a few Starry Nights. Is it like the full painting around like the ankle, or is it just like a portion of it?
It's just like the whole sock.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I got the screaming guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cool. I love that. I don't even know what favorite pair of socks I had. I think I had a favorite pair, and it was like this multi-green, like cool, like artistic kind of carpet pattern. But then my fiance stole them, and he put a hole in them. So yeah, he's not just sitting there watching me roast him.
Yeah, okay. I've seen your guys' interview.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. But so for you, like moving back to Sarnia, I know for me when I had to make that move, it was very difficult. Like I think I like cried every day. I had to like really mourn the idea of being like a city girl and like being with my friends and my family up there. But for you, was that the same experience, or did you were like, yes, I'm ready to go back?
Well, my situation was a bit different, right? So in Calgary, I was working for a startup company, and I was the first employee, so it was a lot of responsibility on me.
Yeah.
And it was kind of taking a turn for the weird, so I decided to come back. I wanted to come back and see family, so I was kind of excited to come back.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it was nice, and I got an opportunity to go to school.
Oh, nice.
And then COVID happened and all that. So yeah, I was relieved to come back.
Yeah, so you came back before the pandemic.
Yes.
Wow,
yes,
that's actually kind of lucky, because then you are at home and you're where you're like need to be kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. So did you find the pandemic was like very useful for you, or do you feel like it was like, I would rather go back in time and never experience that again?
Well, we were at the first stage, the first year of pandemic, right, in schooling. So everybody hated it.
Yeah.
And the experience was horrible for both sides, teacher and students.
Absolutely,
Right?
it
So
was.
the whole learning was just downhill when it came to education.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucked.
Absolutely. What were you taking when you were on like online?
Just 2 years business course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
yeah, that
kind
will
of
help
getting
with the
a feel of it.
entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was in school too. I was doing my master's degree at that time, and I literally I think I showed up to every Zoom call just in my bed with a sheet over my head, just I don't want to be here because I do better with learning from others, and so being in a room and being able to talk with other people and get their knowledge and then share my knowledge and kind of become a collaborative space is far better for me.
Yeah.
But some people thrive with online learning.
Well, see, that was the thing, right? When it comes to business, the networking and the connection between people is super, super important.
It is.
And at the beginning of COVID, everybody was going through that little funk. Nobody, we had to adjust.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So overall, it's just not a good thing, but it has its pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly. There's some people that really thrive in that. I like the connection, like you said, with networking, because I find that when you're trying to network online, I used to do these mixer things online through my master's of talking to different theater people and all that. And it was just god awful because it also was the delay on Zoom. I don't know if you remember the delay that happens when you're talking to someone,
Yes.
and then you have to wait that second. Oh,
Super awkward.
drives me nuts. Now when someone wants to do an online meeting with me, I literally am I want to run into a wall.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Same with the technology and everything. The interface wasn't very smooth for a lot of the
Yeah,
websites
absolutely.
and a lot of the apps that we were using. I guess apps, yes, but when it came to the educational stuff.
Yeah.
But now they're getting a lot better.
Yeah, well, I think COVID really pushed them to
Yeah.
get better. And now it's I feel Google Meet was not a thing before COVID, and then Zoom took over Skype, and then I feel now Google Meet is taking over Zoom.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool to kind of see how that advances. And so for you with AI, are you looking to do something that helps people, helps artists, helps community? Where would you focus on with the AI stuff?
Yeah, so I focus on websites, digital marketing.
Oh, cool.
Right? More creative digital marketing. So helping with the website strategy and the customer experience aspect of things.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the AI, it would be implementing some kind of real world physical that would help you kind of record videos.
Oh, cool.
Or and automatically just put it into your website and streamline it across all the social media platforms super seamlessly, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many little things that you can do. Literally, ChatGPT released their own GPTs, so
love
websites can
ChatGPT.
have little databases for
Yeah.
their websites and their business.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so there's so many interesting things that you can do for websites and businesses when it comes to AI. So
Wow, so you
just
have a lot of
experimenting.
knowledge to just bring to the table here in Sarnia. That's really, really cool. And I'm excited to see what you do with it. Because obviously in the beginning of trying to build a business, you do have to do a lot of market research.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of people take that step sometimes to do the research, to actually see what the community needs. I think they just say, I want to offer this. And then they do the research 6 months after that point, because then they realize, oh, wait, I got to figure out what the community actually wants.
Yeah.
So that's a smart approach to take.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
for you growing up in Sarnia, just to switch things up,
Please do.
for you growing up in Sarnia, what was your favorite part about Sarnia?
Community, just this small knit group of
Absolutely.
people, especially after COVID. It's really nice. I'm from Toronto, and
Yeah.
so it's very busy. A lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and as you get older, you kind of want to, settle down, more of a quieter space for you to grow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Oh, I definitely feel that. That's why I was so thankful that I did end up coming back during COVID to Sarnia, just because my whole perspective of the world totally shifted during COVID. And so that fast-paced lifestyle is great, when you're in university or when you're just wanting to have fun and wanting to explore your who you are. But then when you really want more of a country kind of lifestyle, I feel Sarnia is a really nice happy medium between the two.
Yeah,
I don't know if
absolutely.
you find that, but
No, it
yeah.
is. It's changing, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of younger demographic coming in, so there's a lot changing right now.
Yeah, a lot. And I think that's really thanks to the college too, because they keep expanding, they keep growing, and they keep innovating.
They do.
And I feel there's more students coming in, which is making Sarnia a lot more of an inclusive space, like definitely a better city to like be in and live in because there's more going on. I find like the food is getting way better.
Yeah.
Are you a foodie?
Yeah, I'm a foodie, absolutely.
Oh yeah, so what's
sure.
your favorite like joint to eat in Sarnia?
I mean, let's say the fry truck, poutine.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
the best.
yeah. So which fry truck though?
The yellow one.
The yellow one.
Yeah, no,
I
don't
have no
know
idea.
the names.
I
just
don't know the
yellow.
names either. All I know is Albert's because Albert's was like the best one when like we were kids. And like I just loved it. And now that they have like their indoor location, I love the indoor location, but there is something about going up to the fry truck and getting it and just being outside. Like I really love that experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of bonding, a lot of get-togethers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. I'm happy that you like that as well. I feel like everyone I talk to is always about bridge fries and everything, just because that's always fun. But is your fry truck near Canatera or is it down by the bridge?
No, they're the bridge fries.
Yeah, you gotta do bridge fries. You
That's what I
have
mean.
to, yeah.
So it's not the Alberts, but like you go on the left and there's the 2 fry trucks and just the yellow one.
Yeah, and they got dollar ice cream cones too.
Oh, do they?
I like those.
I don't trust anything but fries from the fry truck.
Yeah, that's actually really fair. So in terms of like, that's more of a summer activity, but what do you get up to in the winter? Because I feel like winter's kind of destitute sometimes in Sarnia.
Yeah, I mean, at this moment in life, very plain, very bland, so absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to the food, just nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah,
Nothing? You don't go to any like cool restaurant? Like, you ever been to Big Fish?
No.
I like Big Fish. Yeah. It's expensive, but I like it. It's like a keg. It's like Sarnia's keg, basically. And I love Satara. Satara is really good. Have you tried Indian food before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Half of my family is from Guyana,
Oh,
so
cool.
we have curry and roti, and I recently started to make that recipe.
That is so cool.
So I have like East Indian or West Indian. That's it.
Oh, that is really, really cool. So have you like really enjoyed like growing up with the culture and like getting more into it now that you're older, like that you have like more tangible kind of, I don't want to say control over what you do, but kind of more freedom in your adulthood. So are you like diving more into it now?
Not as much, just the food aspect of things, really.
Yeah.
Right? They came from Guyana to Canada when they were younger.
Oh, cool.
My dad, not my grandma.
Yeah.
And so they don't have a lot of the culture with them, but they still have like a little bit. So that's all I really do is just the food.
That is really, really cool though, because like, so that means you're first gen? Are you first gen Canadian, or is your dad first gen?
My dad's from Guyana, so I guess maybe.
Oh yeah, so you're first gen. That's
Possibly.
so cool. I know I said Canadian weird. I heard the snickers.
Yeah,
I understand that I said Canadian weird. It's hard to go from Canada to Canadian because then you want to say Canada, and it's like, no, that's not how you say it. So that was my bad.
I didn't even notice.
But first gen, that's really, really cool. But I feel like it's quite difficult sometimes to grow up first gen.
I never really looked at it like that.
No, really.
No.
That is so cool.
I look at it as getting the honor to acknowledge the fact that they came from a different place and trying to come here to better their lives. And so I get to see the come up. And also that family is completely different from the other side of the family. And so you see the drastic improvements of like the decisions that you make can really dictate, you know, where you end up in life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm so happy that you see that as such a positive thing. Because that's how my family, so my grandpa came over after World War II from Holland. And so my mom was a first gen, basically, but obviously my grandma wasn't, but she was first gen, and so she saw it the same way as you, that how lucky am I to have somebody who came over and is resilient enough to make sure that I have a better life than they did. And I think that that's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment, and I'm happy that you share that too. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially when you're in a world that's drowning in a lot of polarized views about certain ways of living, certain like lifestyles, certain cultures. And so for you to be like, no, I loved it, I back that shit up, that's awesome.
Yeah, we can get so caught up in our own little world, especially with the technology and our phones these days.
Yeah.
So just having that, you know, that bird's eye point of view and that extra perspective is nice.
I
agree.
love that. So you're a foodie. Are you also a movie person, a TV show person?
I haven't watched a movie or TV shows in forever.
What?
I like them a lot, but I haven't watched them in forever.
So what do you do for entertainment?
I guess just work. Yeah.
Work.
Like,
that should be your theme song.
Photography.
Oh,
I take
cool.
pictures sometimes, photography.
Oh, that's sick.
I like writing, just stuff down.
Oh, cool. So would you describe yourself as a writer then?
No.
No, you just like to write.
Yeah,
just
just
like
for fun.
dabble.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
So what do you do for self-care then? Because I hear a lot of work, so I want to make sure that like you got a nice little balance there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my sleeping isn't as good as it could be, but
I think we all can relate to that.
I mean, I'm showering every day.
Hey, that's self-care. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
Do you do anything like once a week you're like, okay, this is my day. I get to do whatever I want to do. This is Marcus's day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah?
absolutely, right? So
Yeah.
when it comes to the whole entrepreneur thing, you don't want to 100% all business and all work, right?
Yeah.
You want to have a balance of life and work so that you can maintain it forever.
Yeah, absolutely. How
So
do you do
absolutely.
that though? Because I feel like that's really hard being an entrepreneur, like balancing it.
It's just mindset, I guess, point of view, right? You can't take losses as losses. You got to take them as, it's just the next step to success. So, I mean, there's just many different things that you got to change as you go.
I like that. I like that the journey is more of a winding road kind of mindset rather than like it's a linear progression. Because if you think your life's going to be linear, I'm having a hard time speaking today, then it's just going to be absolutely chaotic and a mess for you because that's not how life goes. It's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of ebbs and flows. So where did you learn that mindset though? Because not a lot of people have it.
I guess the internet? No, I guess the world.
Out of anything you could have said, I didn't think it was going to be internet, but I actually love that because you're very big into technology and you're very big into that kind of world that of course like that makes sense to me that you learned it from there and the world. What about the world taught you that?
I just relationships with people, just having an open mind to things, just talking to people and just being willing to learn.
That's
right?
really
And grow.
awesome.
So I guess I've just been willing to talk to people. My parents are really great, but they had me at a young age, and so they were still figuring their selves out.
Yeah.
But I guess I just with the world and the
Yeah.
internet.
Oh, and I love what you bring about relationships because that's what I think I've learned the most from is the relationships I have in my life, like family, friendships, like past relationships, current relationships. And so for me, I've always thought that was like the true meaning of life is that interpersonal kind of connection.
The relationships
Yeah.
and experience.
Yeah, so for you, like, has that always been something that's guided you, even from a young age, that like relationships is your greatest teacher?
Well, yes and no, right? As like everyone else, society really pulls on you in multiple different directions.
Absolutely.
And so I grew up thinking multiple different things.
Yeah.
So I've only recently, within the last like 5 or so years, developed, I guess, like really strongly, come into this. So yeah, not always, but I guess it was there.
Yeah, well, that's good though. I feel like that's what your 20s is also for, to kind of buff you up, to like have a foundation and set you off for like being fully sustainable on your own.
Yeah.
But what's the greatest relationship that you've ever had that like taught you the most?
Like just like friends or just in general?
Just in general. Like for me, I think the greatest relationship, I've had a lot of fantastic relationships, but the relationship that I continue with my sisters and my mom has been my greatest teacher because we're all so different. So my middle sister, she is like an engineer, she works at Nova, she's a process operator, she's just hella smart. But she's very introverted, she has a small, tight-knit circle, and she definitely was the sibling that made me talk for her. And so I taught her how to be a little more confident and speak and, really put yourself out there, where she taught me the more gentle side of myself and how to be not quite so loud.
How do you find a balance?
Yeah,
both you
exactly.
guys?
We kind of are like a little yin and yang. And then my mom is just a badass, man. Like she's taught me so much strength. She's taught me patience as well, because I grew up in a house full of women. So it's like a lot of like, emotions are running high sometimes. And so not to like put a stereotype on us, but it definitely was a thing. And then my oldest sister, I feel like her and I were 4 years apart. And I didn't realize how big of an age gap it was, but also how small of an age gap it was. And because we grew up almost in different times, it feels like we grew up in different worlds, we have very different values sometimes. And so I find that I am very much more open to learning when she's around because she offers me knowledge I don't have. So just stuff like that. Like I feel like every relationship you walk away with something.
Yeah.
But who has been your greatest teacher in your life?
I heard you say that in one of your interviews.
Well, thank
I was really
you.
watching today. Yeah, no, and I totally agree, right? It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
You learn something. And that's why it's important to have an open mind when it comes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
I guess my grandma. Like I said, my parents had me at a young age.
Yeah.
And so they're still figuring themselves out. And I think now, since everyone's older, they're starting to express their inner child.
Absolutely.
But my grandma has always been that, like, the business type, the entrepreneur, the one that's kind of got her crap together.
Yeah.
Right? So she's always been, so my grandma.
Oh, I love that. I too, I grew up with my grandma. I lived in my grandma's house when I was like a kid. And so I just think that your grandparents like are just phenomenal. You know, like if you lean on them and then you can trust them and you find them to be like a safe person to go to, they can be so incredibly impactful in your life. So I love that you had that experience.
She's a single, like she's been just, I don't know my grandfather on that side, so it's just been her. So she's really shown like that extra toughness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so she's just a tough lady.
Yeah, she's both in one. She's
oh,
all
I
in
love
one.
that. That's
Yeah, she's really
incredible then
fantastic.
that you got to like get close with her and everything.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
guys like still close to this day? Is
Yeah.
she? Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
I always worry about that because my grandma passed and it was a really big impact on me, that loss. And so I'm happy that you have her and you get to like interact and have a relationship with her. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate every moment with her.
Aw, what's
Absolutely.
the greatest thing she's ever taught you?
Well, recently she's the reason why I've started what I've started, right? Because I was exploring the field. I was getting older, just exploring my passions and seeing what I enjoy doing, seeing what I can do for a long time, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She told me I can only do that for so long. I got to pick and choose, settle down, get my shit together.
Yeah.
And so I decided to, pick with something and then start growing from there.
I love that. Well,
So
I'm
those
happy
are
that
the
she
big
did that
ones.
because it seems like you're on a great path.
Yeah,
That is so cool. Okay, so we're going to be wrapping up now. I
Okay.
know, time has flown. I actually did not think it was, I thought we were like 10 minutes in, so look at
Yeah.
us go. So if you could speak to the viewers watching or listening, what's the greatest advice you could give?
I guess just be yourself, have a strong why, right? Make sure you're doing what you're doing for the reason why you want to do it, right? Don't do it for other reasons, because you're going to want to start a whole new business. There's so many shiny objects these days, so it's really important to focus on what's going to benefit your life in the long term and what's going to help you grow and become a better person, right?
I love that.
Other than that, just build a better future for our kids, next generation.
A next generation, absolutely. I love the have a strong why.
Yeah.
I love that because if you don't know why you're here or why you're doing the things you're doing or why you're even just working or what you're going towards, I feel like you're going to get really lost.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people are in a bad place in life right now, right? So, and they're looking to make an extra dollar. So they're seeing all these opportunities for side hustles and to make money.
Yeah.
But it's very important to pick something or to do something that complements who you are and that you can see yourself doing for a long time because, like we said, it has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to be willing to pursue even those low moments.
Yeah, as long as you're working towards longevity and sustainability, then you're on a good path.
Exactly.
I love that.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you for having
So
me.
yeah, let's hire GladWebs, everybody.
Yeah.
Go on and get your marketing needs taken care of digitally. Thank you so much, Marcus. That was awesome. Thank you.
Cool.